What's your strange irrational fear? That my entire life has been recorded and will be released to the public. Unknowingly being severely mentally deficient, ill. That time travel will be possible in the future, sort of like an exhibit, where people can secretly watch you in a two-way mirror-like way. When I'm doing weird shit alone, I always point in a random direction and squint to make the future person think I am onto them. But then again, they could just be watching me type this comment and know I am bluffing. Commence internal screaming. Answering phone calls from unknown number. Not being able to breathe through my nose. It's enough to trigger an immediate panic attack, especially if I'm asleep. I even had nose surgery to stop it blocking up, so I wasn't living in a state of high anxiety with panic attacks every night. Unfortunately, the nose surgery recovery went wrong and it got completely blocked for 3 weeks, so now I have a strong fear of hospitals as well. Doors left slightly cracked open at night. Finding a balding middle-aged man randomly laying on my bed one night. That a car driving by me will kick up a rock and it will shoot through my eye. Worms. I'm afraid they'll get inside of me and I'll see them slithering around under my skin. A ceiling fan becoming loose and falling on me, my family. I've since outgrown this, but up into my mid-20s I would always check the toilet bowl and under the seat before sitting out of fear that a spider might be hiding inside. Canned drinks. True stories of bugs and rodents ending up in canned packaging are bad enough, but I'm also afraid that something has crawled into the can after opening it. It's not like we stare at the drink until we're finished with it, and you can't see the contents. Gives me chills just thinking about it. That everyone I know and love secretly hates me. When I'm reaching my hand into my backpack, or similar items, I think my hand is gonna get bitten by a spider or a raccoon. Think this came from a jump scare in Until Dawn. That I'll just suddenly lose control of my mind and do something horrible. Like, I just have this random fear that one day I'll just wake up with vivid memories of hurting somebody that I care about. And I won't know why I did it. But I'll know for sure that it was me. Balloons, I don't trust them. That there's a person, body, something behind my shower curtain, not even just my curtain, any curtain. That I am speaking my thoughts out loud or that my father can hear my thoughts. Before I got on medication I avoided my dad and I also used to bite my tongue to make sure I wasn't speaking. Medication was a lifesaver for me. Oh, and I thought I would accidentally sell my soul, so I did the sign of the cross and said, "Lord Jesus Christ, please protect me," every minute of the day. I thought I was going to have a heart attack because my fears were so bad that I was flexing my chest muscle probably hundreds of times each day and it was giving me chest pain. Horseshoe crabs scare the duck out of me with all their legs and shit up under there. That I'll die if I sleep on my back. Not that strange, but man-made objects submerged in bodies of water. Mirrors are scary. I feel like I'll turn around and something will be waiting for me. I hate public restrooms so much. I never ever go into them. As someone with anxiety I definitely shouldn't be on this thread. My strange irrational fear is ceiling fans, except it's not that irrational cause. I've had one fall on me, although I feared them before that too. That a spider will burrow into my vagina and lay its eggs if I sleep in the nude. It was a high thought one day and it's haunted me ever since. When I'm in a crowd they'll turn around and attack me. That my tires will explode in my face while I try to pump air into them. I know they get tested, but what if they've picked up damage I haven't noticed? When I'm removing plates from the bar, like on a bench press, I'm afraid that if I remove too much on one side the bar will get too heavy on one side and flip in the air, so I take off weights back and forth on each side. I don't know if this is irrational or not, but I'm not messing around to find out. That life is really just a simulation. I don't use thumbtacks or nails to hang pictures above my bed because I'm worried I'll accidentally swallow one in my sleep. Jewelry. It literally makes my skin crawl. Drowning. I'm a competitive swimmer for years. When I was younger I used to be afraid that a tornado would just whisk my family and I away in the middle of the night while we were sleeping. Then I realized that heat plays a huge part in making tornadoes, and nighttime has an extreme lack of heat. Being in a life-threatening or emergency situation with my glasses on, and then they break. The idea of being in that situation, trying to save yourself or your family, and suddenly you're practically blind. Terrifying. I've seen the movies. If you're that guy and that happens, it's game over. If I could afford LASIK surgery I'd get it tomorrow. People walking behind me. They don't have to do anything. Just be there. I'll even make up a reason to stop walking so they can pass me, so I don't have anyone coming up behind me anymore. That someone is going to poke the bottoms of my feet with needles while I sleep. Because of this I have to have the bottoms of my feet covered while I sleep. Ceviche with octopus. I have a fear that the tentacles will suction themselves to my throat and I'll suffocate. I will still eat ceviche, I just avoid the octopus. Changing lanes, particularly when I just realized my lane is ending soon. I visualize a catastrophic accident, either sideswiping a car during the lane shift or running off the road when the lane ends, every single time. I go through great lengths to memorize which turn lane is the right one on my frequent routes, and even spent extra cash to get a car with blind spot monitoring. I don't think it's weird, but everyone makes fun of me for being afraid of roller coasters. If I end up on one, I will hyperventilate, scream and cry during the entire ride and for a couple hours after. And that's if I can handle standing in line. The last time someone tried to bully me into riding one, I broke out in a cold sweat and threw up in fear after waiting an hour in line. I cannot tell you how many people think I'm crazy for this edit. I got curious and looked to see if it had a name, and it does. It's actually called coaster phobia. Lame. Getting dementia. Being eaten by a shark. I don't live anywhere near a beach. That other people can read my thoughts, and that thought reading is a skill that all of the people who aren't me have, and that I'm mentally deficient. I am scared of cello tape. When I was a junior in school, I was trying to cut the tape with my teeth because I had no scissors. But the tape ended up sticking to my lower lip. I thought, okay, I'll pull it out, because it seemed normal, but it took all the skin of my lip with it, and it started bleeding and did not stop. So I have obvious reasons to be scared of cello tapes. Thunderstorms. I know the lightning will not strike me, but it doesn't help when I'm outside and it starts to rumble. Any rationality goes out of the window and I'm terrified. If there are flashes, I'll nearly poop my pants. Pendy's roaches crawling into my ear CSEXS while I'm sleeping and making a nest inside. Deep open water that I can't see through or touch the bottom. I refuse to kayak, canoe, stay away from the sides of ships, etc. I also can't do grass taller, thank my ankles. That a snake or a rat came out of the toilet to bite my balls. I am an anthrophobe, I'll save you the Google search. Irrational fear of wind. Tomatoes. I used to think that if you fell on a tomato, you'll get pregnant. Tall people are freaky. Cotton balls. Mirrors. I hate them because I'm terrified my reflection will do something different. But I have keep looking in case that sneaky prick does it while I'm not watching. I ain't duck with spoons, man. Weird ass looking spit covered goblets of nope. Used to not even be able to touch one, still wipe my hands after I do, and I ain't ever getting that shit close to my mouth. Not completely irrational, but flying insects that sting. I always have to hold on to the railing when I walk upstairs. I always freak out and think I will miss a step and fall forward and break my front teeth out. Heads of cabbage. I can't even breath every time I'm walking the street in a truck with split rim wheels paced by. My dad used to run a garage and I helped him, and those ducking things still scare the shit out of me. Something grabbing my feet when they hang off the bed. That when I die I won't really be dead and they bury or cremate me or whatever and I'll wake up. That at some point in life I'll either gradually or spontaneously become a raging asshole. Like the dark voice will take over control of my body. Fish heads. Not the whole fish, just their heads. If it's in the water it's okay. Out of the water then hell no. Cut the head off, I'm good. If the head is there, then duck off. Dead or alive. Eat that head out of my sight. And not all fish, just freshwater fish like trout, pike, dolly, grayling, etc. Funny thing is I like to fish. I'm damn lucky at fishing. I catch a lot of fish. But the second that floppy bastard comes out of the water I swing that bugger to my brother to take off the line, and either release or kill and behead before I'll go near it. That head has to be gone. And you can blame my brother for the fear too. When I was a teen he shoved a pike's head in my face as a prank as I was casually talking to a friend on the phone in my room. Had his fingers in the gills to make its mouth move to nip me on the nose. You ever see a pike up close? They're mini sharks, that's what they are. Ever see a dead one gaping at you, missing its eyes, biting at your nose with blood dripping down its face? That's ducking trauma, and to this day I still call my brother an asshole for the prank. So now he is my eternal fish catching slave. Spiders. What's strange about this is that scorpions do not frighten me, even though they look similar. Seeing a car without a driver. The invention of self-driving cars has me really ducked up. Grasshoppers are of the devil. No creature should be able to jump that high, and they don't care where they're going and their eyes are horrible. I am scared that when I am frying something and oil splatters into my eye, that my eye will cook like an egg. Since I was a kid, I am almost 50 now, I can't have my hand or foot hang off of the side of bed because something is going to grab it. Pro tip: you can make sure that this does not happen by tucking your feet under the blanket. Works 100% of the time. That one day I'll wake up thrown back in time and no one will know, and I'll have to live my years over alone again and have to do every little thing right and wrong to make sure I end up back where I am now. Ever since I wore braces, I've had an irrational fear of something hitting my mouth. To include falling on my face while doing push-ups. Always did the minimum of them while in the army.